this week's Coaches Show. This week we're going to look back at the first 3 games and look forward to this Friday's game against Troy. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Good to be here.
So, Coach, you're 2-1 so far with wins over Tip and Bellefontaine. In both of those games, you pulled away with big third quarters. Do you attribute that to you making good decisions or your team starting slow?
Starting slow. All 3 games we played so far, we have not come out ready to play at the tip, and that's something we need to improve on. Coaching points there during practice time, being ready at the beginning of practice instead of waiting until we start in on our drills and stuff. That's more of a mental approach, I think, than a physical approach, and that's one of my big points as a coach. You have to be mentally ready, mentally strong to get through a long season. And right now, the first 3 games, that's been a weakness of ours.
So against Tip, Andre Gordon kind of does it all. He has 30 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, and 6 steals. We all know Andre can score, but with all his other stats up, what do you how does that contribute?
Well, Andre can be an outstanding defender. He can be the best defender in the area, and he is at times. He has a lot on his shoulders, as you say, so he kind of picks and chooses when he needs to stand out defensively. And you talk about the Tip game and the stats that he had, but I told him in practice the day after, 2 days after that, I thought he could have played a lot better, especially on the defensive end. So that tells you, how good he is and what is expected of him. On the other hand, I have to be careful to make sure that I don't display that there's too much pressure on him. I gotta make sure that he understands what he needs to do for this team, and only that. He doesn't have to go above and beyond any extraordinary efforts to make us successful. So he has to stay within. He has to do some things better. We talk about it all the time, and he's willing to do that. But I have to make sure that my expectations stay at a level that is appropriate for his skills.
So after the Tip game, your team struggled against Mason. Do you feel that's a result of your team playing poorly, or Mason was just really, really good?
I always try to give credit to the opponent because they made us play the way we did, but we were not close to what we should have been. We fought back, I think it was at the end of the first quarter, to make it a tie game. And I complimented the players at the end of the first quarter, way to hang in there, way to battle through some things, but it just got away from us after that. So I give credit to Mason because they executed, they took good shots, and they defended us really well. We did not play offense the way we've been coached to play and what we're capable of playing. I think you saw the next game where there was better movement of the basketball and better movement of persons, people, players cutting and passing and distributing the ball. So maybe, hopefully, we learned something from the Mason game that, a team beats individuals. So we've always stressed that, and sometimes we fall short of that. So I give credit to Mason, but for us, we're an experienced team. We got a lot of seniors back that have varsity experience. We shouldn't have to go through those learning processes all the time just because of our experience. So I was disappointed in that out of us.
And then you had a nice bounce back against Bellefontaine Tuesday night. Andre and Martez led the way again, but you had some nice contributions from the bench. Can you talk a little about their performance?
Dominic Durs played well in all 3 games. He gives us that energy, is doing exactly what we ask him to do. He's not trying to do too much. He's defending really well, and he's making his shots. He's taking good shots and able to make those shots. Trey Wertz has come in and again has done what he's been asked to do. He's a shooter. He understands that, so he takes the shots that he's capable of making. Nathan Jones is coming in and giving us some minutes right now. Didn't get to play a lot against Tip City just because Rotez was playing so well. and because of the pace of the game wasn't as up and down as we wanted to get it. So in those cases, you don't substitute as much. But Lathan's been a big part of our play off the bench. And I have to give credit to Jace Conrad coming into the fourth quarter during, it wasn't a breakaway game, but there were important minutes for Jace, and he bounced back from not playing so well Saturday against Mason, came back next game and had a really nice fourth quarter.
Okay, so after 3 games, you're 2-1, and next week you have 2 really big games, Troy and our school rivals Piqua. Do you feel good about your team and where they currently stand going into those games?
Yeah, we feel pretty good. Our first 4 games are away, Troy being the last of the 4. So if we can get to 3-1 out of the start with 4 games on the road, we're sitting pretty good. With Troy, this year and next year are the seasons they were pointing to as being their top players. The last few years. This year, next year, they are expecting a lot out of their teams. So this Friday against Troy is going to be a big game for us in the league. We have to stay in pace with Butler. So Friday is a very important game, and we're going to have to, and it's at Troy, and we're going to have to get off to a good start and just show that we're ready to play from the get-go. And then the following week, Friday, is our home opener. I'm expecting a lot there. Hopefully the community, the fans get here because I think they're anticipating us being at home. And I have to say our 2 road games, not the Mason one, but the Tip game and the Bell Fountain game, our fans came out and filled up the guest side. That was pretty impressive. So I think Friday against Piqua, it's going to be pretty hot in here.
So you actually beat Troy 3 times last year. What are you expecting from them?
In the tournament, they played us even to half. I think it was 20-20 at half. They played a box and 1 on Andre. I expect that they'll try something like that again Friday because they were so competitive with us, even though I think we ended up beating them by 20. Came out and played well the second half against the box and 1 and pulled away. I expect some type of jump defense, if not just a zone. We're ready for that. This year, I think with Keith and Trey, Darren playing as well from the perimeter, Devin Taborn able to come in and hit some jumpers. I think going against the zone or going against a box and 1, I think we're better personnel-wise to face that than we were last year. So I expect a box and 1 or some zone defensively against them. They have 2 players that we're going to have to watch out for. One kid, Martinez, is about 6'3". Kind of reminds us of Reggie for us last year. Big body, good hands, good offensive moves. So Ratez and Lathan are going to have to bottle him up. Ratez doesn't like that physical play as much, but Ratez is going to have to hold his ground. And they have a kid, Monroe, is a guard that will have multiple guys guard him coming. Josiah will guard him, Darren will guard him, Andre will guard him, just depending on how he's playing.
So you already did mention some keys to the game on Friday night, but is there anything else that you want to let us know that's going to happen?
I think big, we have to be ready from the tip. We got to grow as a team, and that's one area we can grow and improve on. So hopefully the messages have gotten out to the players that we need to get going from the tip. Secondly, we need to improve rebounding-wise, defensive rebounds. We've been pretty sound defensively, but we don't finish the defensive end of it well enough. We've been giving up too many offensive rebounds per game, and those are the 2 areas that, for us to be a really good team, need to play the whole game, and we need to rebound better to get us to the level that we think we're at.
And each week we'd like to highlight one senior. So could you give us a few comments on Keith Lee?
Keith Lee, yeah. He's a good dancer. Keith, if there's an individual that that is going to improve us as a team, it's going to be the play of Keith Lee. Keith Lee, defenders, they have to guard Rotez, they have to give special attention to Andre. So there's going to be openings for 2 or 3 other people, other players, and Keith Lee is one of those right now. Keith Lee had a lot of opportunities against Bell Fountain early in the game, just didn't convert. But once he gets to that level, that what he's capable of playing, how he's capable of playing, he's going to be the key player that improves our team significantly.
Coach, thanks for joining us. ScoresBroadcast.com will cover the game Friday night. Our first live broadcast will be next Friday at home when we host Pickup. Please check our YouTube channel for other live broadcasts and all other hype videos and more. I'm Ava Money with Emma Wiford and the new grandpa, Coach Willoughby.
There you go.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.